So now it's time to start with the CSS part of the project, which is the speech to text converter application. So after applying the CSS code, our application will be look like this version. So for that, we need to use the style.css file. So now first I'm going to open the style.css file. Instead of that, first I'm going to select the universal selector, and here I will be using the code which is padding to 0, margin to 0, and then I need to use the box sizing, which is going to be border box, the box sizing property. Then we need to use the border box. Alright, so after applying these properties, now the default styling of the browser is actually changed. Alright, and then I need to apply here a body. So inside of the body, the first thing is I need to set the display to flex. Then I need to here use the justify content, which is going to center. Then align items, which is going to be center as well. And after that, I need to use the minimum height, that is this one, which is going to be like 90 VH. Then you can see the content is actually shifted to the center of the browser screen. And after that, I need to use the font family. So font family, I will be using the sans serif one. Now you can see the font is changed. And then I will be using here a background, then the linear gradient function. It is going to like to right, and then I need to specify the color codes. So I'm going to copy and pasting the color codes so that I can save a little bit of time. So if I control save it, now you can see the linear gradient color is actually applied to the background of the project. After applying the color, it's time to actually style the H2 element. So here I need to select the H2 element. The first thing is I need to set the text alignment to center. And after that, I need to set the margin from top, which is going to be like 30 pixel. And also I need to specify the margin from bottom, which is also going to be 30 pixel. And then I need to use the text decoration property, which is going to be like underline. If I control save it, now you can see the content of the H2 element is actually changed. After that, it's time to specify the code for the container. So I'm now quickly checking the container inside the index.html. So you can see we have this container in which the rest of the all other elements is actually placed. Alright, so we have this main container. So I'm going to copy the class name. Now coming back here, I'm going to paste the class name so that I didn't make any typo while typing the name of the selectors. Inside of the container, the first thing is I need to set the display to flex. Then justify content, so it is going to be the same property. So I'm going to copy these properties from here and replacing it here. Okay, and after that, align items center. Then I need to set the flex direction, which is going to be column 1. Control save it. Now you can see these two buttons is actually shifted to the center of the container. Alright, and then I need to apply the box shadow property. So box shadow, which is going to be like our here RGBA, that is this one. And then I need to specify the color for 0, 0, and here I need to specify the value, which is going to be alpha, which is going to be 0.16. Alright, and then I also need to specify some values here. So it is like 0 pixel, then 1 pixel, and then I need to specify the blurriness amount, which is going to be 4 pixel. Then you can see there is a box shadow is applied to this particular container, and it's time to specify the width and height to this particular container. So the width is going to be like 40%. So you can see now the 40% width is applied, and after that I need to also specify the height. So height is going to like 500 pixel. Then you can see now the 500 pixel height is also applied. Alright, and then I need to specify the background color so that we can see the changes. So background, and I will be using here a RGBA function, means the RGBA function, that is this one. Alright, then we need to specify a 255, 255, and 255, and then alpha is going to like 0.9. Control save it. Now you can see the color is applied to the container. Alright, and after that I need to specify the padding. So padding is going to like 20 pixel. Then I need to specify the margin. So margin from top and bottom is going to like 20 pixel, and from left and right it is going to be auto. Control save it. Now you can see the container will be look like this, and for the rounded corners I need to use the border radius property, which is going to be 3 pixel. So that's all for the container code. It's time to apply the code for the result element. So here I need to target the result element. So if I come back to index.html, so result element should be targeted with the use of the ID selector. So I'm going to copy the ID selector, and then I need to specify the hash symbol because it is ID selector, then pasting the name of the selector, and then I need to start its block of the code. The first thing is I need to specify the border to the result element, which is going to be like 1 pixel border of solid. Okay, and then I need to also specify the color. So color is going to like hash symbol 3 times 3. So I need to also add the padding here. So padding is going to like 40 pixel. not 50 pixel, it's like 40 pixel from top and bottom, then from left and right it is going to be like 50 pixel. So now you can see we get this particular, which is actually our main division, which is in which we are going to display the result. Alright, after applying the padding, it's time to apply the height also. So height is going to like 300 pixel, and then I need to specify the width, that is this one. Width is going to be like 90%. So you can see now the height and width of the container is actually increased, which is the result container, which is the result division. Alright, and then I need to also specify the margin, because right now these buttons and the result container is actually very close to each other, so we need to apply some margin to between them. Alright, so here I will be applying a 30 pixel margin. Alright, and after that I need to apply the background. So background, then I will be using here a linear gradient function. Then I need to specify the angle here at this point of time, which is going to be like 168 degree. Then the color code FF9A9E. Then I need to specify the another color code, which is FAD0C4. Control save it. Now you can see the gradient color is actually applied to the result container. So if I go to here view and word wrap, it is already a word wrap. So after that I need to specify one more property. So here after the background linear gradient function, I need to specify the border radius so that we get the rounded corners. So you can see now we get the rounded corners. Alright, so now we have successfully added the code for the container and the wrapper and also the result. Means the wrapper is actually the main container. I sometimes called it as wrapper. So we have specified the code to the container and the result division. It's time to actually add the style code for these buttons. Alright, so here I need to actually first style the button container. If I come back to index.html, so we have this particular main button container class. So I need to copy this particular class name. Then I need to actually paste the name of the class name. Then when you start its block of the code, the first thing is I need to apply some properties. So I'm going to copy these three properties and I'm going to paste it here. If I do that, then you can see now these two buttons are very close. Then I need to apply a gap of 50 pixel. So gap is going to be like 50 pixel. Now you can see there is a 50 pixel gap between these two buttons, which is the recording button and the stop button. After that, it's time to apply the style code for the button. So I need to simply target it with the use of the button selector. So first thing is I need to increase the font size, which is going to like 20 pixel. Then I need to increase the height. So height is going to like 80 pixel, and also I need to specify the width, which is also going to be like 80 pixel. Now you can see the height and width of the buttons is actually increased. Then for the roundedness, means we need to create the button in a circular form. So for that I need to specify the border radius property. So border radius property, then it is going to be like 50%. Control save it. Now you can see the button has now the rounded border radius of 50%. And then I need to specify the background color. So background color is going to be like indigo, that is this one. If I control save it, now you can see background color is actually applied. And for the font color, I need to use the white color. If I control save it, now you can see the white color to the buttons is actually applied. And for the outline, I need to use here outline property, because I want to remove these borders from the button. So for that I need to use the outline property to none. If I do that, then you can see the outline is actually removed. And also I need to use here a property which is the border. So border is going to be like none. You can see now the outline and the border is completely removed from the button. Okay, now it's time to add the animation to the button. So here I need to use the animation. So the name of the animation is going to be like pulse, whose keyframes I need to create it. So it is the duration of 1.5 s. Then it is going to be like infinite, that is this one. And then I need to also specify the alternate. Now it's time to create the keyframes for this particular pulse animation. Okay, so here I will be using the pulse animation. So add the rate keyframes. Then I need to specify here a pulse, which is the keyframes for the particular animation. So the first frame, so from, and then I need to start its block of the code, and also I need to specify here 2, and then I need to start its block of the code. So inside of the from, I need to use here a translate. So translate function, not like, actually I need to use a transform, and here I need to use the scale 1, and then I need to here specify the another transform, and then I need to use the scale, and it is going to like 1.1. Control save it. Then you can see now the buttons is actually start animating. Alright, now it's time to also specify the hover state to the button, because in the final version you can see there is a hover effect is applied to the button, that actually changes the color and also the pointer. So if I come back here, and then I also need to add one more property to the button, which is going to like cursor to pointer, and then I need to apply the button hover effect. So button, then the pseudo class is going to like hover, then to start its block of the code, and then here I will be changing the button color. Then I need to specify the color of the button to dark blue. Control save it, and now if I hover over the button, then you can see now the color of the buttons is actually changed. Alright, so our CSS part is actually done. In the next part, we are going to start with the JavaScript part, which is the main part for this particular project, so that whenever we speak anything inside the project, when we click on the stop button, when we click on the start button, not at the stop button, it's going to display the data inside this particular result element, which is actually the division element. So the JavaScript part we're going to start in the next lecture.